Hello? Are you ready?
Yes.
Then we'll begin.
Do you recognize this song?
People all said, sit down, you're rocking a boat.
Or how about this line from a famous play? To be or not to be, that is the question. If you haven't heard those, then I hope your name is Patrick Starr, because you've been living under a rock, my friend. A vast majority of people have seen at least one play or musical in their life, whether it's because a friend or family member has been in it, or just because you like the show. But theater has been more than just entertainment. It has also served as a way to bring serious issues to the public eye. Let's go back, before America had its little hissy fit and ran away from Britain. The first reported instance of an English-language play being presented in the colonies was in 1665, with William Darby's Ye Bear and Ye Cub, so obviously theater has been here for a while. But now, let's skip ahead to, say, 1730, when the next bill came to the colonies, although this guy is a little more famous since he penned some slightly known works, such as A Midsummer's Night Dream and Romeo and Juliet, the latter of which was the first Shakespeare play to be presented in early America. In 1766, the first permanent American theater was built in Philadelphia and called Southwark Theater. Now let's go on to the next period of time, post-Revolution. Now that America was formed, we had time to evolve. The first attempt at stage lighting, called gas lighting, was used for a long time until we had light bulbs. A flame would burn away at a fuel, and the light was magnified with a glass lens. Now this lighting technology is used on movie sets, sports fields, and in many other ways. In 1859, the first great American opera house was built, and people flocked to the French Opera House to see all sorts of performances. The theater really started to become a refined art. During the Prohibition era, drinking was banned in any legitimate performance areas, and many tavern owners took advantage of this to clear out the liquor and build a stage. After a little while, another fantastically successful American opera house was built, the Metropolitan in New York. New York soon became the pinpoint in America for theater. The second largest place for the arts was in Chicago, where we still have multiple successful theaters today. Unfortunately, the previously mentioned gaslighting was dangerous and could sometimes cause fires. That's exactly what happened in 1903. The Iroquois Theater in Chicago was having a performance when one of the lights shined on a curtain too long, and the curtain caught fire. Soon it spread, and the theater was engulfed in flames. People tried to get out, but unfortunately, 603 people never did. On a lighter note, this was an era of huge change. Musicals began to gain popularity, and the thrill of seeing live performances was enticing. In the 1940s, during World War II, part of FDR's New Deal was to create the WPA, or the Works Progress Administration, part of which hired writers and playwrights to create works to boost morale. One musical that came out of this time period was Oklahoma by Rodgers and Hammerstein, who penned many famous and tedious musicals. This musical somewhat accurately depicted life on the Western Front in the 1800s and was the first widely popular musical to mix humor and drama. It was a huge success. Another successful show was West Side Story, a musical retelling of William Shakespeare's classic Romeo and Juliet. Instead of Capulets and Montagues, the show featured two rival gangs, the Jets and the Sharks. Instead of just a petty argument between two families, race was a major factor, and it was a phenomenon. In the 60s, the musical Hair was popular because of the hippie movement. The show featured themes of drug use, free sex, and psychedelic music. The first act closed with the entire cast being fully nude. While most people thought it obscene, it helped the hippie movement in becoming more popular as many enjoyed the songs of the show. Since then, musicals have exploded, and their popularity has gone with it. Musicals like Hairspray, which dealt with the issues of the civil rights movement and body positivity, Les Mis, which dealt with the story of the poor and the desolate in the period of confusion in France following the French Revolution, and Wicked, which was a kind of prequel to The Wizard of Oz. Other off-Broadway musicals, such as Bear, have helped with the gay rights movement, telling the story of a gay teen in a Catholic boarding school as he fights with others and himself about his life. Theater has also influenced television. Without theater, we wouldn't have shows like In Living Color or Saturday Night Live, where many comedians have gotten their start. Some, like Mike Myers, have even gone on to huge amount of fame, with movies like Shrek, So I Married an Axe Murderer, and the Austin Powers trilogy.
All right, Gold Member. Don't play the laughing boy.
There are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
What?
Theater has influenced America over the years in countless ways, and it will continue to until we all fade away into nothingness. But until then, we will sing on and act our hearts out. As always, the show must go on.